Hey viewers, it's another game analysis from the Casual Pro Gamer. This time we're doing a game from Saintvicious off his stream, and he's playing Teemo. And obviously he's not going for my current favorite build, which is the AP build. He's going for an attack damage, attack speed build. Hence he's starting with Doran's Blade. Well, Doran's Blade is really good for starting off if you're going attack speed, since the life leech and the extra damage give you a huge amount of early game control. You get to last hit virtually any minion you want, and you get life leech, so the harassment of the opponents doesn't matter that much. I mean, you still need to take care of yourself. You don't want to run into people, but if you get hit a couple of times or get hit by the minions, it's still okay. So he's not going to utilize the awesomeness of the AP ratios that's Teemo. Teemo has, well, he does get attack speed buff from his passive. So when you become stealth and then become visible again, you get 40% extra attack speed. But then he has 80% attack ability power on his blinding dart. His move quick, of course, doesn't have one. Then his toxic shot has 14%, and his noxious trap, the mushrooms, if you will, they give you 100%. So you can do a lot more damage with AP than you would initially think. But I guess the attack speed build is okay as well. I used to like this one a lot better because, well, you feel like you're doing a lot more damage. You feel a lot more useful in team fights. But I discovered that doing like 1200 damage with your mushrooms end game is pretty powerful as well. Plus, once you get into the AP build, you get to build some cooldown reduction and some extra mana. So you can actually place a lot more mushrooms. You can use your blinding shot to really put the hurt on someone. And, well, to me that was pretty fun. I'm now going to try out a mixed build of the two to get some attack speed early and then get 2 items worth of AP, which are probably going to be the Rabadon's Death Cap and the one with the spell penetration. I'm so good with names, and I can't remember. I'll remember after the game, of course, but about 12 of you will have already posted it. Anyway, we have some laning going on here. Not a lot of cool things to say here. Corki against Teemo. Corki started off with the Doran's Blade as well. They have similar builds now because they're both going for attack speed, attack damage. Only the real difference is Teemo doesn't have scaling of his attack damage. So every 1 damage he gets from items just becomes 1 damage. Oh, come on. Corki, on the other hand, has several multipliers in his skills, so he can actually use the attack damage for his skills as well, making him far more efficient in an attack speed, attack damage build. Well, attack speed doesn't add to your skills, of course, but I regard it as being for Corki, for every 1 attack damage he gets on one of his items, he gets about 2 or 3 damage in real life. Because he gets to do the same amount of damage with his ultimate, the rockets, and he gets an ability or a ratio on one of his 2 bombs. I can't remember which one. Well, either the Valkyrie, which isn't actually a bomb, but still, or the phosphorus bomb. So a totally Yeah, I totally forgot to mention the gang there. Well, we saw Olaf coming in and basically, yeah, owning up the place. Now he just hit his can't forget his axe. Come on. So he hit his axe, slowing down the Corki, and Corki couldn't get away. So Teemo just auto attacked him, and eventually, even though it appeared he got away, the poison, of course, killed him, giving Teemo a kill, which is excellent. I haven't actually seen the game yet, so I might miss a lot of things because I'm talking about random stuff in between, like builds and stuff like that, because several people asked me to. It means that I'm doing things in the background here. I'm looking up stats and things like that, but yeah, that'll mean that I will miss some things. And since this is a much faster paced game than, for example, StarCraft, where there's nothing to do in the early game, uh, yeah, well, I find it a lot more difficult to commentate on this and search for things. I only have one monitor, unfortunately. I would like to get a second one, but yeah, well, I didn't do that yet. So Teemo becoming a little more aggressive, and well, he gets he, Corki does more damage to him in this case than he does to Corki. And I guess he's trying to do the blinding dart and then try to hit as many auto attacks as he can in that time, and then run out. So the first mushroom is out, and the first mushroom is, yeah, just outside the minion's range, I think, but I'm not entirely sure. But it's actually in a really nice place because if Corki tries to get to Teemo's tower, he will probably run into it. And the minions will just go around it. But I'm sure that Corki noticed the mushroom being placed, so he won't actually run into it. And there the minions trigger in anyway. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I think that with this build, you're trying to set up traps, trying to get people to trigger the mushrooms. Well, that's late game, I suppose. And once they hit the mushroom, they're slowed so much that you can actually hit them. And there's something there. Something or someone. Not actually sure if there's someone invisible in this game. Didn't pay enough attention to see. But it could also be a ward. If there's a ward there, it will trigger. I'm not actually sure whether it reveals the ward. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't damage the ward. So at this point they're both attacking the minions as much as they can, because Corki can wipe out the whole minion wave with just 2 or 3 spells, and he will do so every time to get as many hits on Teemo as he can, because the minions can block the rockets from from Corki. So he will try to get as much damage on the minions as he can to clear the path for his rockets. Teemo here going for, well, the best attack speed item in the game probably. The Matter's Blood Razors. They do a lot of damage to, well, anything that's a creature. So champions or minions. Or the Baron or Dragon or, well, one of these. It only doesn't add a lot